What's up, man? There's a Miz in the midday. Let's talk some Giants football. Is that all right? I want to talk some Giants football. Monday night was disgusting, embarrassing. But guess what? The season ain't over. We were bad everywhere. We looked like trash. And it's simple. I could give you the turning point of the game Monday night. And I could promise you if it didn't happen, the Giants would have won the game. You say, hey, Miz, how could the Giants have won the game? They got humiliated. I'll tell you why. We drove down the field. We ran the ball. We were moving the ball beautifully. And then we went to the 4th-and-1 tushy play, which is not our play. There's no reason to do it. That's for the loser Eagles. Yeah, they run it. They run it well. They do it perfectly. I don't think that play will even be in the league next year. Because it's bullshit. You should have lined up your running back in the backfield, and you either you power the ball for a yard, or Daniel Jones just makes a move somewhere into the A or B gap. Okay? It's simple as that. Seattle got low. They dove at the Giants lineman's legs. Now, here's what happened. It's not that you didn't pick up the first down. It's not that we didn't score. And yes, we needed that touchdown drive. We haven't had a drive like that all year where we open up the game with a 7-0 lead. God forbid. But you did the stupid play. And you lost your center Schmitz. And you lost your blocking tight end Bellinger on an O-line that was already hampered. Right? Without Thomas. No, start running back in the game, Barkley. You can ill afford to lose any more players, especially your starting center. You lost Bellinger and Schmitz on the same play. Neither returned to the football game. And we all saw the disaster that the O-line turned into the rest of the game. Right? That was the turning point of the football game. If you run a normal play, if you don't lose two of your big blockers on an O-line that's already hurt and has issues, let's say nobody gets hurt, I believe the Giants would have found a way to win that game. It was 7-3 with a minute and a half left to go to half. When once again the defense that played fairly well Monday night, I was proud of them. One bad play. Right before the half, down the sideline, 3 missed tackles. A man catches a 3-yard pass and goes for 55. Unexcusable. You're not winning games that way. You needed to get to half 7-3. When it got to 14-3 right before the half, that game was over. I know a lot of people want to blame Jones on the interception. They drove down the field. They're about to put it in the end zone, make it 14-10. I don't buy it. First of all, you stand back there. First of all, let me tell you something. I love Coach Dabo, and I think he's going to be here a long time. And I think Dabo and Shane are the right guys. I don't know about the special teams coach or the O-line coach. It might be time to part ways. But we'll see. Yo, you do not fucking chew your quarterback out on national TV after he's been assaulted all night long. I don't care what the haters on Twitter say. They're just foaming at the mouth. They'd rather lose and get rid of Jones than win football games. They do not open an eye. They never give Jones his credit. They hate him. I got my reasons why I think they hate him. I'm not going to go there in this video. But there's a lot of agendas out there that has nothing to do with football. And you see a lot of players across the league tweeting and taking shots at Jones because it fucking bothers them that Daniel Jones got paid. Why? I don't know. It's supposed to be a brotherhood. Players are supposed to stick up. But Micah Parsons made a podcast saying Jones is a real deal good quarterback. He stuck up for Zach Wilson also. I don't know why other players hate the guy so much. Actually, I do know why. But again, I'm not going to go there. Because in this country, if you give your opinion and it's a fact, people get angry. But I only get angry if it's one way. We all know what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers hate Daniel Jones because he got his bag. And in a year or two, it's not even going to look like a bag. It's going to be average money for a quarterback in the NFL. People don't realize that. They're stupid, uneducated. Yo, we are in the second year of a rebuild. A lot of the young people to me, and I always call them young people because they're dumb. They're uneducated to me, incompetent. Haven't been around for the championships. Do not know what it takes to build one. Stability, development takes 3, 4, 5 years. And when you stick with that, you end up getting rewarded. I seen it with Phil Simms, and I seen it with Eli Manning. If the Giants tank out this season and it's an ugly year, yeah, the draft coming up is a huge quarterback draft, and it dictates that the Giants are probably going to draft one. Don't mean they got to get rid of Jones, but they're probably going to draft a young kid. You go by the Giants' history, he sits behind Jones next year. But we ain't there yet, and that's why I'm here right now. We ain't there yet, and I'm not giving up on the season. We're 1-3. It's early. The Giants have been beat up with injuries, especially in the most important, vital place, the O-line. And it's destroyed, so far, our season. The defense has taken a few weeks to come on. That's what happens when you don't play preseason games at all. They got to cut that shit out. You got to start using your preseason to let the players get physical. That's a risk you take. If there's an injury, there's an injury. This is a football. It's the NFL, and it's a sport where people are going to get hurt. You can't hide from it. And when you try to hide from it, your team ain't ready to play till week 4 or 5. And by then, you're in deep trouble. And we are witnessing it. You can't tell me that this Giants team at added talent is far worse than the team last year. Yeah, the conference was weak. We had an easy, favorable schedule. But the Giants were a very disciplined team that didn't hurt themselves and found ways to win game late because they didn't make penalties, they didn't do stupid things, they didn't make turnovers. And that team should not be far away this year from what it was last year. And I believe the Giants can get it back. It is not over. Yes, we are up against 2 monsters in the next 2 weeks, but sometimes you raise your level of play when you play the better teams in the league, especially when the whole country's shitting on you. You've been left for dead, and nobody thinks much of you. They got you at the bottom of the sewage with the Chicago Bears right now. And sometimes, maybe that's a good thing. No more spotlight. You're shit, you're garbage. Nobody cares about you no more. It's just the guys in the locker room. Come together, show up to one of these next 2 games and pull a win. It's you versus the world, and sometimes that's the best way to go. It's you versus the world, and there's no more spotlight. You got at Miami this week and at Buffalo the following week. Barkley looks like he's coming back. If the Giants can put this O-line back together, Thomas got to come back. Bredesen's got to add some time when they ask him to. The other guys got to grow like a Zuda. Okay? Hopefully Schmitz is not out for a long time. And if you could get this O-line back together, and I know they picked up Pugh, you hope Evan Neal can get better and grow at his craft. If it's not working out a tackle at some point, you might want to put him and slide him into guard. I don't care. I don't care if you were drafted a tackle and you become a really great player at guard. That's fine with me. Because this O-line has been such a fucking garbage bag for so damn long that I don't care what you're good at. As long as this unit comes together as one, I don't care who plays where. I don't care, man. It is football. And the Giants got to get better at special teams. It's the worst special teams I've ever seen in my life. The special teams coach got to go. Dabble, the special teams is on you. You're the head coach. You coached in New England where that shit is vital to them. The Giants got to get back to special teams. Outside of Gano, it's a disaster. You got to draft players that are going to play 2 positions, a position and special teams. If you can't play special teams, you can't be on my football team. Bottom line, man, going forward into next year. Yo, it's simple. We look terrible, and now the league has turned away from us and left us for dead. But here's the positivity. We haven't been healthy, but we will get healthy. If you could put the O-line and Barkley back together, you know what Daniel Jones could do when he has a full unit, especially when he's got Barkley. Let's face it, Daniel Jones needs Barkley. He ain't the same player without him. I'm not giving up on the season like a lot of people have. Because it's a long season. 18 weeks. And the Giants started out with two of the best defenses in the NFL in Dallas and the Niners. Seattle is a damn good team also. And we've had a lot of injuries. And when the Giants get healthy, I promise you the offense is going to come together. And the defense will get better as the season goes. And it's a long-ass season. And what happens is when you're healthy and you put 3 or 4 in a row together in November into December, and you have your last 5 or your last 7 games at home, and I know home hasn't been a great place, but it's still home, especially in the cold weather. If the Giants are healthy and they're clicking by that time, there's going to be some other teams in the league that are rolling right now that are going to get their injuries and hit struggles. They're going to hit their hard part of their schedules. There's 2 halves to a football season. I've seen this shit before. You want to jump off the boat? Go ahead. You gave up because it looks horrible? I can't argue with you. But I can tell you one thing. It's a long season and it's only been 4 games. You got Miami and Buffalo. We're about to play the top of the AFC. Try to put this O-line back together. Let's get some players back like Thomas, Schmitz. Barkley looks like he's ready to go, and you know that adds a major dynamic. It'll open up the passing game. Get back to the running game early and open up the passing game and take your shots. Waller will be playing much better than he has because he can't play worse. He will be involved. And you give Daniel Jones a running game, you know what Jones could do. Don't make believe that you haven't seen it. What I'm saying to you, it's an 18-week football season and nobody in the NFC outside of the Niners and Dallas and the Eagles is running away. There's 4 other positions that'll be open for anybody. I get it. The South is going to send one. We don't even need to talk about playoffs right now. What I'm saying to you is, you want to hop off the ship? Hop off the ship. But the ship keeps moving and you can't get back on it. It's a long season. And I think the Giants can definitely still turn this around. And the key is to get the pieces that are injured back on the O-line. Midday Miz.